Okay, for this screencast, we are going to go over something called plotting. So I'm just going to make sure that plotting is not built in. Edit plotting. Okay, so we all did this in, first grade. We have a function y equals f of x, and say, in this case, f of x equals x squared. Okay, and I want to plot y from -5 to 5. Okay, so what you do to plot is you need an independent variable. So x equals -5. I want to go increments by, let's for the sake of the argument, let's just do 5, like that. And then I want y equals x squared, right? Now, if I put this over here, I'm going to put a clear, a CLC, and a close all. Now, close all, I don't know if I've gone over this before. This closes all figures, okay? So I'm going to hit play, and nothing happens. But if I type in x is -5 to 5, y is essentially x squared, right? -5 squared is 25, -4 squared is 16, yada yada. Now, what if I want to plot this? It's very, very easy. You just type in plot x comma y, right? You hit play, boom, there's your figure. Now, if you look, it's pretty coarse. You see how it's like these edges are kind of jagged, or not very smooth? The reason is because MATLAB, what it does is it plots a single point. So if I click this little button here, it plots -5 25, -4 16, -3 9, and then it connects the dots, right? So if I over here and I put a comma here, I can do blue stars and hit play, and now what it'll do is instead of lines, it will actually plot blue stars, okay? If I go to the MATLAB window and I type in help plot and I scroll up to here, these are all of the different configurations. So I can do magenta squares with a dashed line. Whoops. See, magenta squares with a dashed line. So dash dash, right? And then I hit play, and boom, there's my magenta squares with dashed lines. Now if I come here and I type in 0.1, so now I'm incrementing by 0.1 and hit play, look how many squares I have. Now I have so many squares now, I probably don't need these squares, so I can just do m dash dash, so now it's just a dashed line. I think magenta is weird, so I'm going to do black, and I also think a dashed line is weird, so I'm going to do solid. So there you go, there's my black line. Now, there's some other things you can do to clean up this plot. First, I'm going to type in fig equals figure, and what this does is this opens a blank figure. So if I run this, not everything's the same, but then I'm going to do set fig comma color white, and you don't need to memorize this, you can just copy this down, and you hit play, and now notice that the background is white, okay? And then I'm going to do grid on, and that's going to create a, okay, you have to do this after. That's going to create a grid. See, now I've got a grid now. And then I'm going to do x label is x, y label is y. And if you hit play, look, now you've got a little label here, a label there. You could even do, I think it's font size 12. So now the font of this is bigger, or 18. You can do font size 18, hit play, now you've got bigger font. A lot of times you want to do set axes font size 18 as well. Axes is a built-in variable, but now you see that the text is very big. Now that the text is so big, the line doesn't seem that big, so I'm going to come back here, I'm going to type in line width 3, and what that's going to do is that's going to make the line width 3. So now I've got a really bold line. See, look how much better, rewind the YouTube video, look how much better this plot looks than the other version. Okay, I'm going to type in title, awesome graph. Okay, I'm going to hit play, boom, there's there's my awesome graph there. And then all I need to do is do edit. On a Windows machine, you can do copy here, and then you can just paste it into a Word document. You can also do file save as, and you can save it as a JPEG, and then you can copy that into a Word document as well. Okay, say I have y equals x squared, but I also have z equals x, right? And I want to plot both of those. If I type in x comma z, I'm going to do this in red, line width, comma 3, and I hit play. Notice that I only see my red line. The reason is because I have to type in a hold on. This holds the figure so that I can plot multiple lines. Okay, so now when I hit play, boom, now I've got x squared and a line. All right, finally, I want to differentiate between the two, so I'm going to do legend x squared and x, or I'll do y equals x, z equals like that, y equals x squared, z equals x squared, and when I hit play, boom, now I've got a legend here that tells me everything. So I can maximize this. That is a beautiful plot. It's amazing. What if I want to plot this little circle here where they cross? I could come down here and I could do plot 1 comma, where do the lines cross? At 1, and I'm going to plot a magenta square. And I'm going to make the marker size 10. So I'm going to have a huge magenta square. Oh, I spelled marker wrong. Marker. See here? Invalid using plot. This is an error, right? Property name, maker size. Error in plotting at 21. So at line 21 there's an error, and it's because I misspelled marker. So I hit play again, everything's great, and boom, I've got a red magenta square right at that line there. Okay? I went through that really quickly, but that will hopefully get you started. Again, this is I'm going to scroll through this slowly so you can see it. Here, I'll even do this. Whoop. And this way you can take a screenshot of that. Okay? Good luck.